the item from the committed to the QA side. And here we need to change our name. Our name is supposed to reflect here. You know, all this has been assigned to us, and we need to change our name to all this. But we can't do that because after after the test case is there, we're supposed to move it to QA done.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We can still move it back. You know, yeah.
All right. Okay. Whoever told you that is right. When you're working on a ticket, okay, you move that ticket to in QA, and you do that when you are actually when you have agreed your entry criteria into QA. I hope you remember that training, your test plan, your entry criteria, your exit criteria, and you have agreed your exit criteria from in dev when you have your ticket in dev done.
Okay.
So if you don't understand what that means, please get a notebook, write it down, and go back and read it up or watch the video. Your entry criteria and exit criteria also represents the definition of done. The definition of done in any item that is in dev is different from the definition of done from any item that is in dev done. And it's different from the definition of done of any item that is in QA. Okay? So I'm going to ask you another question. Have you got your test environment? Do you have a test environment where you are supposed to execute your tests?
Yeah. Yes, we've got
What
that.
is your what have you been given? What's the
But
URL you've been given?
because they only give us the wireframe to work on.
Okay, that is not your test environment. There are 43 people on this call. Please, if you're an intern, pay attention. Have you got a test URL?
Yeah,
No.
It's not pre-major website.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have that yet.
Okay. Your test URL will mostly, in most companies, have something like www. whatever it is, test.com or qa.com. Have you got any URL that looks like that?
No.
Okay. So that is one of your criteria that should be one of your definition of done as a QA for you to start testing. Okay, so you don't have a test URL yet. Have you requested for your test URL from the developer?
They say they are working on it.
Okay, the developer said that they are working on the test URL. Okay,
yes.
That they are going to provide that for you. Yeah. Okay, now this week I listed out about 3 or 4 items that are meant to be your tasks for the week. Okay, one of it was static testing the user stories and writing your test cases. Do we agree? Did everybody read that?
Yes, we read that. Yeah, and even you said that we start doing a test plan.
Yes, fantastic. So when your developer said they are working on your user stories, okay, so if your developer is working on the user stories that you are supposed to test, where do you think your tickets should sit?
In DevOps.
On this board.
It should be in dev.
Can people type it in the chat if you are following? Your developer says, I'm working on this ticket. So where do you think the ticket should be? If you are sure you know where it should be, in dev. Okay. Quite a number of people understand. So can you kindly move all those tickets back to InDev? As a QA, don't move a developer's ticket for them to InDev. You only move that ticket to in QA when the developer has moved the ticket to where?
Developer done.
Yes. Please, is everybody following? If you are here, you are not in the kitchen, you are following, type, I am here.
Sorry, what's your name? I'm just saying, what's your name, please?
My name is Patricia.
Oh, Patricia. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Do we all agree with what we have done here, guys?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. So there's still one ticket in QA. It shouldn't be there.
I think it's not moved. I will do that later.
Okay. All right. So are we all happy with this explanation, guys?
Yes.
So this is what you do every sprint. The only thing that is different, that will be different for everybody, is the company you're working for, the project you are doing within that company, and your team. Okay. So all those tickets in QA should go to InDev. Try and fix it and send them back to InDev. Do you know how to fix it?
No.
Okay. So there's a lot to fix on this ticket. So can you open the first ticket? So I have to show you something. Yeah. So what we are having is a walkthrough, and we are static testing your okay. It is, you have the ticket, it is committed. Tosin Onigbogi. Who is Tosin Onigbogi? Is it a QA or BA or a QA?
BA.
It's a BA.
Is a BA. That is fine. So that ticket, okay, because that ticket has been committed to Sprint. Do you know the names of your developer?
Yeah, that's I think
Kisha.
it's Chuka. Is it
Is it
Chika?
Kisha? Is Kisha?
Her name is Chika.
Chika, sorry.
Chika and Ambolaji.
And Bolaji. Okay, can you click on that drop down? Because the moment Tosin, your BA finished up and you committed to Sprint,
it's not there. You see, you can't. You don't
can
have.
you type? Can you type? Just type in they've added names. Type Chika, CHI. Search. Can you see? That's it. So can you hold on? So because that ticket is in dev, okay? So Chika is a developer. She is working on the ticket, and the ticket is in sprint 1, and the ticket is assigned to Chika. Do we understand? So can you save it?
Save and close?
Yes, save and close. Okay. Can you move the board? Hold on a second, we'll go back. Can you move to the left as well, left of the board where you have, so your board has only got, yeah, okay, all right, okay, that's fine. Now I want to, when did your sprint start? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, it's Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, so your sprint started on Monday. And are you aware that when your sprint starts, all the tickets stays in committed?
Yes. They are in committed. Yeah, because we did that with Muji. I could remember.
Okay, thank you very much. You are aware your ticket stays in committed. And so who moved all the tickets to? So when you moved the ticket as a QA, did you move all the tickets from committed, or you moved all the tickets from InDev?
InDev.
From
they
InDev,
were all
because Bolaji said that when we had a meeting with Bolaji said that we shouldn't wait for them, that you can just move them to in QA so that we can start whatever you want to write. And we told Bolaji that we didn't have a full permission to do whatever you want to do, and he said that there's another way you can do it, and that's going to be we went for additional link, whereby we click the link, child, all those stuff. That's just maybe that day.
Okay. That is fine. So the way it works, which is best practice, this is best practice. So all your tickets, there are 6 of them. There are 10 of them. Yeah, I can see 6 out of 10.
Well,
so you have 10 tickets.
We only have 6 here.
Okay, you have 6 there.
6.
Okay. I see what it. Okay, you have 6 yet. Okay, that's fine. So you have 6 out of 10 tickets there, and all of them are in dev. And let's assume that your developers, you have 3 developers. Okay, you have 2 developers. Okay.
Yes.
And the tickets are in dev. What's the name of your second developer?
That's Bolaji. We have Chika and Bolaji.
Bolaji. Okay, so you have 6 tickets. So the way it works, the developers will discuss with themselves and they are going to split who is working on one. And all the tickets sit in dev until they move it to dev done. So you've assigned one ticket. We've amended it so that it shows that Chika is working on one. So can you open yeah, can you open the other one? Assign that please, who is
Please, can you mute?
Okay, that
iPhone, can you mute yourself, please? iPhone.
I'm even trying to.
all right, thank you.
Okay.
Is it Adenuga?
Please, if you're iPhone here, can you rename yourself? I need to know who that is. There's somebody here who is iPhone. I just rename yourself. We need to know who you are. Thank you. So that is Bolaji Adenuga. So as save and close. Ideally, as a QA, please pay attention, because everything I'm saying here, there are things and the things you can scenarios you can use to write to answer interview questions, and you are going to get used to all of this. So ideally, okay, the moment the tickets are committed and they're sitting in committed, when a developer starts to work on one ticket, do you understand? The developer should pick up that one ticket and put it in dev. Do you understand?
That is after it's been committed.
Yes. And then you can see that developer is working on that one ticket. Now, it's possible that 2 tickets or 3 are related. The developer can decide to move all the 3 tickets and put them in dev. And it's going to ensure that it changes the name from the BA's name to the developer's name.
Okay.
If we are following, please type yes, I understand.
But you should say that again, please. Can you say that again, please?
Laura, can you mute, please? Hold on a second. Great. I can see that people are typing yes, I understand. Okay. So
Patricia, can you say it again, please?
Ideally,
yeah,
the moment you start your sprint, if the developer picks up a ticket to start working on it, the developer should move their ticket to in dev. And that is saying to everybody in the team that the developer is working on that story.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So the developer can move more than one ticket and put it in dev, especially if those tickets are related. Do you understand? So you, QA, you are not allowed to move any story from committed and drop it into QA. It doesn't work like that. It needs to go through the process, and that is why the board is there. It is very simple. You can see the layout is just clear. That's the layout. Okay, so once the developer has placed the ticket in dev, you can see that in your QA column there's nothing there. It doesn't mean you're not doing anything. Okay, what can happen at this point is either you are writing your test plan because it's a new project. You're writing your test plan. You are going through the user stories. You are adding your test cases. Okay. And possibly if you're an automation tester, in this instance, I hope everybody is seeing the board. In this instance, if you're an automation tester, you're probably working on your automation test framework because you will eventually write automation tests. Okay. So, and if you are going to be doing that, the only thing that is likely to be in QA for you will be, actually, it will be in dev for you as well, because as a QA, you're also a developer in test. So you would have created your story as well as part of the sprint to say, user story, as a tester, I want to create my automation test framework. And then you outline your task in there. So you probably will have something in dev. And this could happen in your first sprint. It could be your second sprint, depending on what you have agreed and what you have committed to do in this sprint. So if you understand, please type yes.
Pat, please, could you come again?
Okay. On this board, okay, the only thing you can see, the only column where you see user stories in are the stories in dev, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
And the reason is that the developer is working on it.
Okay.
Yes.
So as a QA, don't feel, oh, I don't have anything in my board, then let me move one story and move it to in QA so that they know I'm writing test cases.
Understand?
So, yeah. So when you put in QA, it means you are actually executing the test. You have started testing. If a story is not in dev done, and it is a developer that needs to move his ticket to say dev done, and then you QA pick it up and put it in QA. So while the developer is working on his ticket in dev done, all the tickets in that is in dev should be assigned, should have the developer that is working on, should have that developer's name on it. Okay.
Okay.
So all the stickers here should have Chika or Bolaji. Maybe they are going to split it into 3 each. Okay, so there's a background noise. Who is that?
A lot. I guess it's a lot.
That's it. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah, it's done.
Well done. So this process is what needs to be followed. So you might be having your stand up right now. So let me ask you, how do you do your stand up in your team now?
Yeah, what we normally do is that the Scrum Master will facilitate the meeting, and we will ask each each department on what you've done so far, QA and the developers. So, and we just have to tell them where we are. That's it.
Okay, your developers, do they join you in the stand up?
For the past 2 days now, we haven't heard from them.
Okay. All right. So when you give your out, like for example now, you want to give your update to your team tomorrow as a QA, what are you going to say?
What I will tell them is that we have a session yesterday, and we were put through by Patricia, and she showed us how to how to move the committed tickets here into that. If it is in dev, there's nothing we can continue doing writing our test cases here, but we should never move it to in QA. That's it.
Okay, that's good. So thanks. You are right by saying we had a session yesterday with Patricia. She showed us how to work the board as a QA, and she recommended that it is best practice not to move any ticket to in QA if we have not started executing tests.
All right.
Have I put it better?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Please, if you are not in Epsilon team and you are here and you understand and you are getting to have a clear understanding of how all of this work, can you say, I am still here in the chat? I understand, I'm here. Because we need to be sure that everybody understands and they know what after this meeting, they know what they need to go and fix in their teams.
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
The other time you were talking about automation testing that when developer is working,
Yeah.
the QA will be doing automation tests.
Yeah.
Okay, please can you rephrase that, because I didn't get that actually, because we're talking
Okay.
about. Okay, yes, thank you.
Anna, you thank you very much. I'll respond. Anna, you said I am partially here. Partially here doesn't mean I don't understand, because if you are partially here, if you are not here 100%, you would not be able to follow through and fix this in your team. So try and be 100% here. Okay. So I'm going to go back to what I mentioned about the automation. So as an automation tester in an agile team, if you do commit during the sprint planning, and you would have started thinking about this ahead to say, I'm going to start creating my automation test framework in sprint 1. The moment the BAs are, the Scrum Master as requested I sent the email for sprint planning, all you just need to do is to communicate with the Scrum Master. I would like to create a story that I want to work on in this sprint. And that story is to set up the test framework in preparation for automation. Okay.
Yes.
And what your Scrum Master will say to you outrightly we know everybody's learning here. Your Scrum Masters are also learning, but everything comes with experience. What your Scrum Master will say to you is, oh, I can create the story for you. Can you jump on Zoom or Teams? Then let's create the story together. You may usually get that if your Scrum Master is not as experienced as well, and you are more experienced, or it's the other way around. You understand, but you know everybody would professionally try to do what they know they need to be doing just to ensure that nothing slips by. And you have to be smart as well. Because if you're in a team where like everybody's like new, okay, people have come with different ideas, different experience, and some people don't have the experience at all. So you as that person that understands what you want to do in your first sprint to write your automation test framework, you need to put your story on the board as well, because you are going to have to estimate your story to say it's going to take, it's going to it's 5 points. It's a 5-pointer for me. Okay. And the moment you start to work on it, so the scenario might be you have been employed as an automation tester. There's a manual tester in the team as well. If you get what I'm saying, or
I get
you are the only you are the only tester in the team, and you are the one who will do all the testing, both manual and automation. Okay, so you don't want to be on the team like I'm waiting for them to tell me what to do. Okay, so if they say you are the only tester in the team and the expectation is that you would also do automation testing, so it will be part of what you would commit to as well. We are going to teach you how to set up your automation test framework here. Even if you get that done in sprint 1, it is fine. It doesn't mean you wouldn't work on the manual tests that you need to do. Setting up the framework is different from writing your manual test cases. Do you understand? So once you have committed to doing it, your story will also be in dev because it's a development task as well. Okay?
Yes.
So when you are done, you also move your story to dev done. Okay? And when it's dev done, but you have to assign it to yourself. And when it's dev done, you move it to in QA. You are the one that would also sign off your automation test framework in QA. However, you may decide to call let the other QA have a look at what you have done as well, because they might employ to say you have to mentor the manual tester in the team. You understand? They may not understand. And let me say to you, sometimes even the developers, some don't even know the automation you are doing. Okay? But because it's a framework that you set up, you might decide to do a show and tell of the framework that you have set up for the team. And every of these tasks that you are doing, you need to report and update during the daily stand-up. Oh, yesterday, I started working on my automation test framework. I've downloaded Visual Studio and I've downloaded all the libraries. Today, I'm going to continue working on it. I've also created test cases and I've linked those manual test cases to the user stories. I'll be doing both 50-50. I'll be working on both 50-50% today. That is you've given your update. Is everybody following? If you are following, type 1 in the chat, please. Thank you. It's the same set of people that are responding. Anyway, I hope you're going to go back to your team to explain to your team members. Okay, let's move on. So,
sorry, please, can I ask a question, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, At this team, they said up till now they've not had any URL. What is the implication of that without having a URL? How is that going to affect their job? Because they're still waiting for the developer. Thank you.
Okay. So the implication is that when they want to start executing, that's when they are going to find out if that test URL is working or not. But I don't know, is there any other team that have received their test URL from their developers? If you are here, your test developer has given you a test URL.
Yes.
Tita.
Okay.
Alpha.
Alpha. Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Okay, can you see? See, all this,
But it doesn't work.
Okay, that is fine. Fantastic. It's just a blank screen, yeah?
Yeah, error 404.
Oh, yours is giving error 404. Fantastic.
Yes.
All right, I can see that. Okay. Now, so the implication is that you're not going to find out if your test URL is available until they give it to you. For those that have received it now, it says error 404. I'm sure you've reported back to the developer that this gives error 404. Have you?
That's what we discussed in the stand-up meeting, but I don't know if it has been reported directly. But yeah, I will
What
check.
did the developer say?
No, I don't know that there's no information about that now.
Okay, so
we actually just had we just had the stand up today by 7:15. So we intend to report after this particular meeting, after this particular training.
Okay, that is fine. So QAs, please, anything that you think is amiss, tag your developers, because right now your developers are the next people that you need to pick up work from them to test. Okay, anything, they may not be able to join the stand-up, but if they are not, if they're not able to now, whatever you're reporting at the stand-up, if I don't even wait for the stand-up, I'm going to go into that stand-up and say, oh, I got the test URL from the developer yesterday, because in stand-up format is you report what you did yesterday, what you are doing today, and if there's any impediment. The developer gave me, you mentioned the developer's name, gave me the test URL yesterday. I've tested the URL, because the moment you put that URL and say whatever.com and you do enter and it gives you a blank or error 404, that's not what you can't test with that. Okay, so it's good that you've gotten something, you understand. However, you report it. This is what it's given me. I have gotten back to the developer to say I can't see anything that makes sense to me on this URL, and the developer will tell you the right thing. It will tell you we are still working on it. If you get what I mean. So that's just the flow. So you just wait, hoping that by the time they say dev done, if a developer says dev done, do you know what that means? It means I have finished working on this ticket. I am providing you with a working URL. I have deployed this implementation into the QA environment. It also means I have also done the testing that I, the developer, need to do. And that is dev done. From your training, do you remember the type of test the developer needs to do? There are levels of testing. Who remembers?
I think that's
Unit testing.
Unit testing, integration testing, system testing.
Okay, so the developer does the
Unit testing.
Fantastic. Well done, guys. So that is any questions before we move on? Are we all clear? Is everybody clear?
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. I want to ask, where are we going to write our test plans and the test cases on this board? Because so far now, I've been doing my test plan and test cases on Excel. So
Fantastic.
I want you to show me the procedure on this board, where to go to write that test plan and the test case.
Fantastic. We are going there. And I'm glad that you said, for now, I have written my test cases in Excel. How many people have done that? If you've done that type 111 in the chat. So
I've done
I
it
guess
on Microsoft Word. Is that still okay?
it's fine. You've put it somewhere. So Excel would be the best place, because if you need to import from Excel to Azure DevOps. But the good thing is that if you are typing 1111 here, it means you are getting there. You're getting it. You are not waiting because there's an impediment, or you don't know. Let's say, for example, it's an impediment. You can't add your test case for some reason. You're going to have to put it somewhere. Okay, and then go back to it when that particular functionality is available. Then you just copy and paste it into that test, because you are not just thinking at the last on the final day of the sprint. I have to start thinking of the test cases I'm going to add. You understand? But the fact that you've actually made an attempt and you are writing it somewhere, it's very good. And well done for that. Okay, now let's go into the first story at the top. Yeah. Open it up. Thank you. So the developer is still working on this story, and I am a tester, and I want to write my test case against this story. If you scroll down for me, please. I think somebody has written a test case against this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one.
Okay, you wrote test to view the footer page. Okay, that is fine. But what I would it's okay, but what I would the way I would word that would be verify the footer page is available, or verify the footer page is displayed.
Okay,
so okay, let's go back to the story so that we are sure. Yeah, fantastic. Sometimes I use Notepad as well, okay, which is good. So now let's read this. As a user of the Prep Major website, fantastic. So I'm going to make a quick correction here. Alpha team, your BA wrote as a user of www.prepmajor.com. Please don't use that website. That is a live environment. You are not supposed to test in the live environment. Alpha team, please take note. I looked at your board before this meeting. So this is the right way to do it. As a user of the Prep Major website, and as a matter of fact, as a QA, you would need to speak. I'm talking to the QAs in Alpha team. You need to speak to your BA to say, this is going to be confusing, and it's the wrong information for me because I'm a tester. I would not be testing on the live environment. I have updated the user story to reflect what I need to test. Okay. Or I will be updating the URL to reflect what I need to test. You know why you need to do that? Because you don't want to start on the wrong foot with your BA. You don't want your BA to get upset with you and make an enemy of you from sprint 1. So you also need to know how to work with your team members. So Either you say, can you update it? But guess what? You might take the BA to update it. You just need to find a way to speak with the BA. In fact, your Telegram, use it as your means of communication. Tag your BA who wrote that story at Aki. User story 12345. I just reviewed it, and I think the URL that you've put there is a live environment. I will not be testing on the live environment. I have updated it to the Prep Major website, just for you to know. And I don't want other QAs in the team to be confused or something, and just that's it. You just need to update that. Otherwise, everybody's just going to follow blindly, and you are not going to be sure what you need to test. Okay. So this one, as a user of the Prep Major website, I want to navigate to the footer on the landing page so that I can view the footer menu. Okay. So what you've written here, okay. What are we trying to achieve on this story? Guys, what are we trying to achieve? I just want to know, what are we trying to achieve?
We are trying to view the footer page, just to view, because we are not clicking anything. Okay. We just want to make sure that when the user navigates to the website here, that's the Prep Major website there, he needs to view the footer in the landing page.
Okay.
We want to ensure that we are able to log into that website, and
you are not logging in here too.
I mean, we are able to view the website.
We are verifying.
Just to verify.
To ensure that the website is actually taking us to footer menu when we to land.
Just following specifications from the owner. So to make sure that we achieve it.
Okay. Thank you everyone for that contribution. Everybody is right, but you also need to be specific and pay attention to detail and be careful when you are giving updates or explaining. So you're not trying to log in, okay? And somebody mentioned that what you're only trying to do in this story, and this story is simple and straightforward. The developer has done a fantastic work. Okay, your so that is the ultimate result that you want to get. So that what? I can view the footer menu. Then you go to your acceptance criteria. In fact, your BAs, I don't know what they are doing here. Maybe they don't need to be on this program. Okay, or maybe their mentor has really, really taught them well. So it says, then I should be able to view the footer menu on the website. That is the ultimate, that's what you want to achieve. Okay. In other instance, some stakeholders, they don't have time to go into the details of this of the user story. But the way you title the user story matters to some of them. There's nothing wrong with just saying footer at the top, but some stakeholders would say, oh, what's that story? What does that mean? They just want to see, because when you have like a stakeholder in one of your meetings, of which they will not always be there, and that stakeholder we are talking about will likely be your product owner or product manager, and they see footer, they don't have the time to go into the details. Okay, maybe they're probably looking at the backlog. Okay, so the way that is titled could matter to them, because you might, when you leave Blue Sky Citadel, you get on any program, you see that they don't put just one word as a title. This is just for information, so you know, which is fine. And that is the additional information there. The footer should be designed as per the wireframe. And if you scroll down, what do you have there? Let's see what the wireframe says. Okay, fantastic. Can you see? So for those that have received their test URL, this is what the test URL looks like. www.qa.prepmajor.com. Okay, and this, I mean, this is fantastic. A web page. It says at the footer, you want to be able to view the footer menu. Okay, now on this footer menu, what do we have there? We have about us, contact us, terms and conditions, privacy policies, social media, and you have all the icons there. Now, is your user story at the top? Let's go back to that user story at the top. It says, then I should be able to view the footer menu on the website. And the additional information says the footer should be designed as per the wireframe below. They're just saying, there is no point putting any text here, but whatever you see in the wireframe, that is what you should verify in your test cases. Do you understand?
No, can you say that again, please?
No.
Okay. It says, then I should be able to view the footer menu on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, additional information is saying the footer should be designed as per the wireframe below. So on the footer, what can you say on the footer?
All those things
All
about
those
the
things.
term and condition, and you need to verify
Social
those ones.
media, Facebook, Twitter.
So everything that
Instagram.
the BA has, everything on the wireframe that you can see on the footer is what you need to verify.
Okay.
Okay. So the tests you would need to write, you could write if you are what do we call it now? If you are assessed, if your probation is dependent on the number of test cases you write, okay, you just need to know what the expectations are. Or your very first week, you want to show them that you know your stuff, you've written 10 test cases, or you don't want to say, oh, I wrote one test case, if you get what I mean. Now, everything on that page, on the footer, you can verify them individually, and you can verify them in two test cases. Do you understand? So the first, test to view the footer page. Okay, now I wouldn't say the footer page because you're already on a page. You understand? You're already on the landing page.
Yes.
So it will be test to view the footer menu. If you get what I mean, because if you go up, your BSA's footer menu is just part of paying attention to the details so that I can view the footer menu. Do you understand?
Yes.
Am I making sense, everyone?
Yes.
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 Good. Okay. So your first test case, which you say test to view the footer menu, or you say verify the footer menu is displayed, because there's a possibility that the developer deploys this and you put the URL there in there and the page is displayed and the foot is your expectation of what you want to see at the footer is not there, or it is there, maybe the text are not visible, or it's there, you can't really say this is a footer. You need to look at a whole lot of things. All of us go on websites, we know what websites look like, we know what a good website looks like. So if you have not been going on websites, if you've not been doing shopping online, you prefer to go physically to Tesco, Sainsbury, this is as a QA, just use this time to start, doing your shopping online, so you get used to what a web page looks like, what you can find, you navigate your way through and all that. You have to be exposed to such. So let's go back to your test case. Let's see what you've written.
Okay, please, but the question, because we are having that issue,
because I've already, written all my test cases on the Azure, but not assigned to each user story. I don't know how to do that. It's more of a question which the last person asked. So how we can add this directly to the each user story.
Okay, thank you. So excuse me. So this, if you can you see this icon, the icon with the beside your test to view the footer page? That tiny icon, test to view the footer page, 262. Yeah. So because you've designed this test case, okay?
Yeah.
And can you see that tiny icon there? When that's your test. Yeah. So if you are designing your test case, that's the icon you should be seeing. Okay? Can everybody see that icon? Can you just mouse over it?
Yes.
So that everybody, yeah. So that is the title you should be seeing. The icon you should be seeing.
Like
The second, yeah, can you see 262 test to view the footer? The cursor is on that icon. This beaker that looks like is it a beaker? Should we call that?
It's like a test tube.
Yeah. So that's the icon you should be seeing against your test case. Okay.
Conical flask.
Yeah, conical flask. Thank you. Now somebody remembers their chemistry. Okay. So if you click on that test to view the footer page. Okay, let's see what you've written. All right. Okay, can you see he has written test to view the footer page? He's assigned the test case to himself, which is the right thing to because he's working on it. And the first step says user can navigate to the Prep Major website. Okay. Website should be displayed. User can use different browsers to navigate the Prep Major website. Okay. Should be successful. User can scroll down on the footer. They'll scroll down to the footer on the landing page. It should be successful. User can view the footer menu. Should be successful. Okay. Well done for that. So what you've done here is fantastic, is good. However, I would focus on the ultimate output, the result that we're expecting to view the footer menu, which you've done here. So interestingly, you've also said you want to test on different browser. So I would create a separate test for this browser test. Okay.
But I have a question.
Okay. Can I quickly finish this?
Yeah,
so that,
yeah. Okay.
So I would create a separate story to say browser verify URL opens on various browser. Nobody has written. Hold on a second. So if everyone is listening, please pay attention. So did you see anything relating to browser test on various browser in the user story? No.
No.
Yeah. So it takes somebody with experience to remember to say, I want to do this test. Or somebody whose mentor has mentioned this to them, or they have probably done some testing before, if you get what I mean. So it is good to have it, to be able to do it, because you are testing that URL on different browsers. So I will create a separate test case for that. Okay. It's like, you know what, I'm a good tester. I know the kind of testing I should be doing on the web application. Okay, so you're testing what the user story actually says, but you know that the fact that this URL opens in Chrome, it may not open properly in Edge.
Open on Opera.
Or Opera or Safari. Yeah, you understand.
Or Safari or DuckDuck.
Yes, yes, well done. Okay, so that is what that test is doing. And if I'm the Scrum Master or product owner, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I'm impressed. My testers are even testing on different browsers, So you need to get conversant with this. Okay, so this is a good one. Fantastic. You can create. I will not put this step 2. I will not put it in here.
Okay.
I'll
do that.
Okay, so parameter values, scroll down. What have you got there? Did you put anything in there? Just scroll down.
No, I haven't put anything there.
Okay, so okay, you didn't put anything in there. Okay, so if you scroll up. So I would take that step 2 out and create a different
test case for it.
A different test case to say test on multiple browsers. But if you are doing this is not going to be like, oh, the first major test you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, because you quickly want to report that all those user stories, all the requirements have worked. Okay, now you can now start to do other type of tests. Okay, so you create a separate story for this one, because it's also something that adds value in a way to what you are doing, even though nobody has actually captured it. And the BA during the elicitation, because they are doing they are testing, they are writing stories for a web, they should have asked the product owner to say on what browser should this be working, or it does. So okay, let me rephrase it. So if it's an in-house application, okay, some companies will say, oh, we're only using Edge. Okay, so the BA, everybody knows that all the testing should be done in Edge, if you get what I mean. So if it's a public facing website, this cross-browser testing is very, very important, because people use different types of browsers. People will be using Safari, some will be using Opera, some will be using Edge and all that. And as a good and excellent tester, you want to be able to tell them, report to your team that, oh, you've actually done some cross-browser testing on this particular implementation. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, some people have gone quiet.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's create a test case for this. So this is not the only test case that need to go there. Don't forget the wireframe gave you some details, and you've not verified those details in this test.
Yeah, I'm seeing right there.
I think you should move a bit further right.
Okay, so you go back. No, not there. No, not there. So you go back to your user story, because this is a test case. You close this. You've not made any changes. Now go to your test.
Can I ask something, Patricia?
Yes, please go ahead.
For all the feature in the footer menu, can we write it on the same test case?
You can decide to write it on the same test case. Well, if it's your first sprint, and that you're new, if it's your first sprint and you're going to be writing automation test cases, I would just, I'm just thinking, what would I do? I'm trying to think like I'm just getting my first testing role. What would I do? I wouldn't lump it up. I wouldn't lump it up, if you get what I mean. So I will write this test. The first test is written to say verify. I can verify test to view the footer page. Okay, you can view. Yeah, you can now say test to verify or verify the footer menu items. That's how I'll title the next one. So so once I launch the URL, then my second test step can now be scroll down. You have to get to that level of detail. Scroll down on page to view the menu items. Okay, you are able to scroll down, and the third step will be verify the footer menu items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you verify that those items exist or they are displayed exactly the way it is shown on the wireframe. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Can
Okay.
I ask one question now, please?
Yeah, sure, please.
Yeah. But Patricia, those test case is valid test case, isn't it?
They're valid. Yeah, they're
So
all valid.
I mean, you need to work invalid as well in the meantime.
Oh.
For this one, what
because
would be
it's applicable. I don't think we need to do any
because it's just view.
Just to view, that's all. You don't need that.
Yeah, it's just view, and the extra test that I've seen, which I'm really impressed about, that is happening here, is the browser test, the multiple browser tests that you see Olat has written. You know, the BA hasn't put it in there, but because I'm a QA with experience and I know that this is a public facing website, people will look at it, they want to view it from on different devices, different browsers. You get, so that's why if you are that tester that you go a little extra, it's because the BA hasn't written it. The BA could have written it, okay, but as an experienced tester, you should know that kind of test is a valid test that you should perform.
Okay.
Yeah. Any more? Okay, so let's create a new test case. So please, everyone, if you've not created a test case at all, watch how this is being created. Okay. New item, yeah. Test case, can you see? So it says link type.
Yeah, it should be child to the user story, and the work item type should be test case.
Okay.
Because it should be child whenever we click the user story. So we need to see the child under it. That is the link type. So but the work item type is test cases. Should be the test case. The title should be here.
Just a quick question. Why are you giving it child?
Yeah, because we are linking it to the main board, which is user story.
Can we see the list there as well?
Yeah, this is the list. We have child, duplicate, parents.
What don't put related?
What if you put tests?
Yeah, you can put test, but the guy told us in 2 different ways that you can put child or you can put test here.
What are parents then?
No, you can't put parents.
So I think it's I don't know. It's a different.
Okay. Okay. No worries, guys. No worries, guys. Okay, so the ones that you've put child, you can see the difference in what you have on in the right hand.
Yeah.
Can you see the ones that you've put child? You can see that you can see the icon beside it.
Yeah.
Is a child. Okay, so I may be wrong, but from my understanding, when you are linking a user story to another user story, there might be some specific task or implementation that you need to do before you are able to sign off the parent user story, if you get what I mean. So those user stories are those children that we've created individually as child, they are also user stories on their own, and you may need to complete them before you sign off the main user story. Okay, so to avoid confusion, what I do, I just use related most of the time to say this user story relates to this test case.
Okay.
It's linked anyway. So the person that was asking about linking, okay, so another person could use tests. Can you see on the right there that the one that you selected tests, excuse me, shows test, okay? So it's saying these test cases, these tests are linked to this user story. We are going to have to open that to actually check if it's anyway, it's actually linked anyway, because it's sitting in the context of that user story. So my advice is, if you want to use child, stay consistent with child.
Okay.
If you want to use tests, stay consistent with it. If you want to use related, stay consistent with it. So you need to decide, and you would also need to fix these two. So you decide what you want to
Okay.
use
Now,
it.
can I use related for this so that maybe later I can change it. I can remove it, and like this way I can remove it and change it. Right? If I want to, I can change
Okay.
it.
For the sake of learning, guys, okay, let's use related and let's see what comes up in here. Yeah. So your test case title here, verify page. Oh, okay.
Or can I just say cross-browsing testing or something like that? Hello?
Okay, I think I'm muted. Okay. So verify the user can launch web page on multiple browsers. Yeah. Okay, then you navigate to.
I think the word different would be better, because multiple could be that you are opening so many browsers down. But if it's different, it means
Different browser.
I just say on different browser. Different browser is more specific.
Yeah.
So navigate. So you can if you've decided the browsers, you can say on navigate to page on Edge browser, expected result. The second one, navigate to page on Chrome browser, expected result. Navigate to page on, you understand? So you let us know what your expected result is. Yeah. So this is a very important, this is actually like a smoke test, to be honest. As in the moment you get that test URL and the developer says development is done, this type of test case is actually like a smoke test. Place the URL in the place the URL on the on that page, click enter, okay, on Edge. So check your result. So the result should be that the web page is displayed. Web page is displayed. Verify the footer menu present. That's it. Then you go to the next one, navigate to page on Chrome browser. You just change the type of browser that you're doing now. So all your different browser tests are here. So when you are reporting in your daily stand-up, you're so, okay, yesterday I worked on the test case. I wrote the test case to verify tests on different browser. I wrote the test case to verify that the footer menu is displayed. I designed the test case that verified that the footer menu items are present, and that's you done.
And so on like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay. So can you close this now? Let's could save it. Save.
Save and close, yeah.
Yeah, save and close. I want to show. Okay. So where is it? I want to see where is it.
Yeah.
Can you see now?
Related.
See, you've used test, you've used child, you've used related. Can you see what you have? So you want to stay consistent. I think it's just good to just use test, because if from the reporting side of things, if you're Scrum Master, even you want to extract and query the number of test cases that you have, it's just easy for you to just say test. You understand? Because your BA can create stories as well and have related stories. Your developer can have that and create child, and you understand. I think it's just best to use test. And if you are and if you want to use child, it could be maybe you want to create an automation test against a particular story. Or it could be, you could actually have a child under a test. Say you've done your manual testing and you also want to ensure that your automation tests is also captured. Okay, so just stay consistent on whatever you are using, but I recommend test. Okay, so any questions? It's 10:32.
Can I remove it?
What do you want to remove?
No, I will use test.
Later. Okay, for everything. Okay,
yeah,
just make sure you, yeah, that is fine. And you have those test cases. You've created those test cases. So what you have done for the first one, you just need to go into your second story as well, create your test case and add your test steps.
Okay.
Okay, even though you've not seen the whole prepare your tests, prepare your test cases, get them ready for the test execution.
Hi, Pat, can I ask a question, please?
Yes, please.
So is it okay for all of us to, well, all of us within our teams to basically create the same test cases on each user story, just so we can all get to grips with it? Or do you recommend that we do one for each? We sort of like give out each user story to each member or something like that, and then we do the test cases from there.
Yes, you can let every member of the team, if you have up to 6 user stories and you feel you can share for each of the testers in your team, do so that everybody gets a chance to work on the user story. Okay. And once that is done, you can all sit together as well and review the tests that each individual has written. It will help you to learn and see, oh, what can I do better? What did this person do better? And you can also constructively, work together to say, oh, I think this test would sound better if it's written this way. You understand? Because you're all learning and you want to bring out the best, the one that come across as, oh yeah, I think this one is detailed. Some people write very detailed tests, okay? But the test must make sense and it must actually verify what you are looking out to verify from the user story. So let everybody get a chance to write their test cases. But if you're in a team where you don't have up to 6 user stories, I would suggest that every QA should just say you have 2 user stories. Let every QA design test cases from it. Even you would know whether you're going to have 2 test cases or 3 test cases. If you're not sure, discuss with your team members, watch this video back, and make sure you're writing test cases that make sense. Make sure you write at least 2 test cases against a story. If you can write more, get creative with it, play around with it. Okay? It will help you. If you are not, every sprint, make sure you're writing test cases, because you'll find out that by sprint 2, you're getting better. Sprint 3, you're getting better. And don't forget that you're still going to write automation tests. So you need to be on top of writing your manual test cases very well. You can't go, oh, I know is automation and this, automation that, and your manual test is not tight. You are a half-baked tester. Okay, if you cannot write manual test cases that can catch bugs, there is no way you write automation tests that will catch bugs. There's no way you write automation tests that if you cannot verify something as simple as this particular output, when I put this input, this particular output should not come out with an extra character. If you cannot test that manually, there's no way you can test that using automation. Your automation will not catch the bug if you cannot find a bug manually. Okay, so any more questions?
Okay, my name is Okpeyemi. My question is, so just according to your explanation, so after the developers have moved their work to dev done, so and we move it when we start testing, so we move it to QA, then we assign it. Now we change the name just as you taught us to assign to us, right?
Yeah, whoever is working on it, yeah, as a QA, yeah.
Okay, and if all of us in the team are working on it, we can, everyone can have access to ourselves, right?
Yes, yeah. There's
Oh, okay.
something there's something I think if you scroll to the story at the top, let's use that story again as an example, just so that everybody gets chance to get their hands dirty. Even when you're writing the test case, it's not making sense. Still write it, because by doing that, you're also getting used to Azure DevOps. Okay, you are getting used to I need to save, and this is where this field is. This is where this the test case. This is where I need to put my test steps and all that. You are learning. Okay, open up the work item. Just open any of the courses. If you scroll down and add link at the top, click on the add link, new item. So if you the link type, drop down. I want to see, do we have I'm trying to see because you might be able to create a task.
Yeah, it's like okay. Let me show you that. That is where we have the problem initially. Let me show you that.
Okay.
Let me show you that. Here, this is the work item. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Work item. Yeah.
Yes, you're supposed to because if you click and all of this here, like okay, let's say Twitter now.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a particular here, a drop down for you to add some task.
Task.
You know? But you don't have it.
Okay.
Even on the board here, if you click on editing here, it's supposed to have
that's it. That's it. Can you see?
Task.
Yeah, that's it. So can you do add task? Okay.
But there's supposed to be add task, add test also.
No, don't worry. Okay, so just go back. Can you add task and give that task? Put your own name there. Great, that's it. Then create another task. Put and the other name, another name of So this one test to V. Can you see that? Can you see that the task is like a child of the main user story?
Yeah.
Because this child that you've selected earlier, can you see, is showing test to view the home page banner and dev. You understand? So I don't know, maybe your developer created the dev task. You can leave that if you understand. So what I would advise, in fact, if you have 6 user stories, okay, for you to get hands-on and get conversant with this. If you have 6 user stories, all the QAs in each of the team, because by the time you are doing your own presentation at the end of the sprint, there'll be times where you need to do your individual presentation. So Olatunji, if you click on this task that you created for yourself, so right click, so Olatunji, if this task is Olatunji test cases, okay, so scroll down. So when you now do add link here, new item, so you can now do tests to write all your own test cases relating to this particular story. It looks more, it looks like too much of admin work. It's just to be able to, you understand, to get your hands dirty so that you know that every test that you've written have gone into that child task that you've created against that story. So if Mary is in your team and she's a tester, Mary should, I don't know who is, if you guys have agreed to rotate the test lead for your team. If you have, let the person that is a test lead for the team create a task against each user story. And that task is a testing task for, and put the name of each QA there. You understand? And assign it to them. You see, this one is still saying unassigned. You assign, yeah, you assign it to yourself. Okay, then you know that all the, so inside that description, open that Olatuji again. So inside that description, just write, in fact, whatever it is you are testing. You know that user story. Go back to that user story. I'm going to show you something quickly. Close it. What's that user story? Yeah, click it. Product backlog item 76, top left, product backlog item 76. Right click on it. Copy link address. Okay, and go back to that your task, Olatunji task.
Where is it?
Yeah, Olatunji task. Yeah, and paste it in your description. Yeah. So Olatunji task. Just say Olatunji Olatunji test case. So just give it a name, but make sure your name is there so that you, whenever you go on your board, you know you're opening your Olatunji task and you can see all the test cases that you've created. Others can also, so that it's all the tests are not just flying around in your team. So no, put that link there in the description. Yeah, then Olatunji test case at the title 458 Olatunji.
458.
Yeah, Olatunji test cases. That's all you just need. Test cases. You understand? Just save and close. So when you now want to create your test case, you create your test case within this task. Do you understand now?
Can you go over
Olatunji test case. Now, every other member of your team should have Patricia test case, Deji test case, Mary test case. They would have the same thing. So everybody is also writing test case relating to the home page banner, because that's what we copied, isn't it? So that you won't be navigating up and down. When you click on it, on that hyperlink there, it takes you to the test, because you are trying to, you are also ensure, yes, yeah. So you can now add your test cases within this. Yeah. Can you see that the work of testing is not just is it displayed, is not displayed. You also need to be able to work smart. Okay. And because you ideally in your agile team, you would be just only you as a tester, and you wouldn't need to create all these tasks. But because there are more than one of you, we in this, so and we want everybody to get their hands dirty. Okay, so everybody go back into your team so that you are able to do this. These are all rudimentary things. To be honest, if you do this very well, I don't see any reason by the end of this internship why you are not going for interviews already, because by the time you even write test cases for 6 stories, you do it this week, you do it the following week, and writing the test cases, it doesn't end there. You still have to execute the test cases and report on it. Okay? So in essence, what the experience we are bringing out and pouring out into you at this point is like, whatever environment you find yourself to test, you will be creative enough to know how you can also put your work together and deliver effectively on your testing. As an agile tester, you might find yourself in a project where they don't even write test cases. And that is the truth. Their test case will just be just one line of that title on your test case description. And that comes with experience. The person knows what they are going to test. But because you're just picking this up and, learning the ropes, get your hands dirty so that when you get out there, you will be so confident that there is nothing you cannot test. And this is this is not limited to any type of application. You can write the test cases down. It means you've been able to think through it. If you find yourself in a place where they don't do a lot of documentation, you just pick the story, put a one-liner there, or just automatically write automation test, or create automation test. You already
put all this from the QA test case. Who's this?
Maybe that's your. So okay, let me say what is happening now. If you guys in the QA team, if you don't agree on how you want to be able to work together, this is what's going to happen. Somebody will have Olatunji test case, somebody will have QA test execution, another person will have, if you get what I mean. So the way the Scrum Masters are working together, you guys need to organize yourselves as well. So, and I suggest that tomorrow is weekend as well. Well, the start of another week. What Olatunji has done now, if everybody can go back to their team, somebody take the lead for this sprint. You have 1 week left and you are also going to execute the test. Somebody should take the lead and create this child task for each QA in your team so that they can pick it up and start to create their own test cases. So can you see what is it? Yeah. So that's how to do it. That's Dora test case. So well done. You just follow this so that it would be easy for you guys, that no one is left behind. The only person that will be left behind is your team, is that person that is not showing up. And if some people are not showing up, reach out to them. If they are still not showing up, reach out to them again. If they are still not showing up, just escalate to the admin and we'll know what to do with that. But if they are not showing up, it's just an opportunity for you to get your hands dirty on more work. Okay, and they are shortchanging themselves, and you are just going to enjoy the process and enjoy the whole opportunity to do more work. So, has anybody attempted to execute any tests?
No.
No.
The link is not there.
Okay, so let's quickly do something. I think they're going to be sharing some tests.
Okay, sorry, Patricia. If I want to remove this now, how will I? There's nothing like delete there.
From those, just just edit title, rename it to some. Do you want to remove it or you want to rename it to?
Because I've already put one here for her, Dora. This is this. We have more one. So this okay, maybe they are doing something like explanation. Maybe that's why they created all this. So not to get confused. It's better if I remove it now. So that
okay, go back to where it is. Go open it, and let's open it. You might be able to. So
there's supposed to be some delete buttons there where you can just delete it.
Look at the so what do we call it? Not that one. Okay, look at this. What do we call this 3 dots now? I've forgotten. At the right, yeah.
It's not there.
No, I think you need permission.
Yeah, the ellipsis. Okay, okay. So you have change type.
Go back and
we don't have that permission yet.
Okay, no, don't worry. Your Scrum Master might be able to delete it with their admin link.
Okay.
Because if you don't have the permission to delete stuff, that might be the reason. If you go on the actual work item in your backlog, you might be able to delete it from the backlog. Excuse me. That's the QA test execution. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So so if you want your Scrum Master to delete it for you, just write out the ID and say, oh, Scrum Master John, can you delete this item 321 whatever 232? Can you delete them from the backlog?
And here, sorry, yeah, and here too, I think we can have some other things here.
Yeah, you can add you can add tasks, but if you're adding a task, make sure your task is not flying all over. It has to be linked to a user story. Your test case has to be linked. Okay, let me go over it. There's a user story. You create a task for you to write your test case, and you put your test case inside your task. So we know that that task belongs to Patricia. Then you write your test steps, okay? And guess what? When you have your URL as well, it's possible that your test steps have changed from the way you've written it, okay? So you may have to update your test step as well, just before you execute your tests. Okay. So I'm trying to think what else to. Okay, now, so when you have the state of your test task, it is in to do. So the moment you say, for example, tomorrow, you pick it up to start to work on it, you change it from to do to in progress.
How do you change it, please?
If you open it up, no, just click on it. Just click on any of the tasks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a task. Say
of state.
Can you see state? Yeah.
State.
Yeah, just change it to in progress. And when you are done with your test case, you change it to done.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay,
One second. When you change here in progress, but the screen doesn't change.
That's not done. You can't put it to done because it's in to do. You have not done it.
It's because it's in progress. I'm just I'm not going to say it now.
In progress means you have started work on it. Can you see that the reason changed?
Yeah,
okay.
It's changed to blue.
Okay.
And when it's done, it's changed to green.
Yeah, once it's done, it's can you
Sorry,
see? Yeah.
what I'm saying, when you change here, but the description here doesn't change. It doesn't show the other one.
No, it's not going to change. What changes here is the state.
So Olat is going to fix this because it's still this is a test case that needs to be inside the task or Olatunji task. Do you understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to organize. You need to be you need to be organized as a tester as well. You need to be organized.
Yeah, because we are just testing various aspects in which we can get access to this. That's why everything is being done that way. But now I think as from tomorrow they say they'll give us a tested account which we can have a full access. That's what
that is fine. So before tomorrow, let everybody try to fix this so that once you have the tester account, don't forget that as soon as the developer says everything is done, you launch the URL, you can see everything in there. That means you can now move it to in QA, meaning that you can start to execute. Your execution is what will allow you to say pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail. Okay. So that is it for the night. I didn't plan to do this up till 11, but it's all right, guys. Let's not.
Sorry, are you able to answer the question on the chat? Sorry.
What is the question?
There's a direct question I sent to you. I don't know if you can help.
Oh, to me?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I'm logged on 2 devices. I need to see where. Oh, there are 130. Okay. Do you always have to use Gherkin syntax to design test cases? I notice you are doing it the way I designed, but I meant to say it has to always be in Gherkin. Okay, so if you are writing automation test cases because you are using, because you are going to be designing automation tests, you always have to use the Gherkin syntax. Okay. Now, the way Olatunji has written his test case is like the classic way of writing your tests, you know. Navigate to page displayed, click on button. You understand? Button submit. You understand? It's a classic way of writing test cases. However, if you get to your place of work outside of Blue Sky Citadel, if you are the only tester there and you are sure you are very good with writing your Gherkin syntax, you can decide to write these steps using given, when, then. You must be sure that you are able to write it properly. Okay? But if you get to any environment and that is what they are using, you need to brace up and start to learn how to write it properly the way they have written it, or even better. Do you understand? However, the safest way to do it is to do it in this classic way. And if you are going to be writing automation tests, go and refine the way you, let me not say refine, go and learn how to write your Gherkin syntax test, because you're going to be using SpecFlow, given, when, then. Go and learn how to write. I know Yemi taught you guys in the training. Go and there's, I think she gave an assignment as well that was going to be reviewed. Yeah. So go and review, go and learn how to write it properly, and make sure you are you ask questions if you are not sure. You want people to review for you. Over time you get better. It comes with experience, practice. So go and make sure you know how to write it. But if the safest way is just to write it in this class way.
Okay, because that's exactly what we were saying, that you could use the classic way, but I think the mentor was of the opinion that you have to always use, the Gherkin language. And then when we use the Gherkin language, we got stuck in a place whereby, because we are only displaying, there's no action when you're displaying header. So as a result, you will not have the when. There's no how to use the when over there. Then everything, but he used just the given and the then without the when. So I said, is that allowed? So I wasn't sure.
Absolutely. So if your mentor says always, probably your mentor has his own exposure to writing, and that is mostly what you might find out there, because everybody wants to do automation. Everywhere you go, everybody's writing given, when, then, now. Okay. So is right. Do you understand? And if you are the first tester in your team, if that's the way you want to go, guess what? They are just going to say, go ahead. Yeah. Because they trust you. They've seen something good in you that they did not see in the other people that they interviewed. And they've said, okay, yeah, come work for us. We like you. So everything you say will be like, that's just it. That whatever you say, they just accept, because they see you as the quality person in the team and you are bringing value into the team. So you've just got to be consistent, and if you as long as you know what you're doing and you are consistent when you are writing it properly. Because something I had seen in one of the places I've worked in, I've moved around companies a lot. I mean, the product owner was just like, she said she doesn't want to see anything given when, she said, oh, I don't want to see that, I don't want that. It just messes up this and that. And, I just switched back to the classic way of writing it. It didn't cost me anything, but for me, would have been the easiest way for me, because writing the automation test, I'm just going to copy and paste into my SpecFlow page. But guess what? I just had to switch to write the manual test in that classic way. And I just when I writing the automation test, I just put my given when then in there. So it gets better over time. You just need to keep practicing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Excuse me, I sent a message to you, direct message.
On this,
yeah,
on
yeah.
Zoom?
Yeah.
Zoom?
Yeah, on Zoom, yeah.
Okay, which one is that? Because I've looked
Prep
into different.
major.com or something like that.
Is that Olumide?
No, it is Olatuji. Or can I copy?
Olatuji. Oh, you okay? Your IQA, go and find this out. You should be able to pick it up from the messages I put in the chat. Yes, yeah, QA. You should be able to. QAs are inquisitive. They are investigative. Yeah, please go and find it out. You should be able to pick it up from all the messages I've put in the Telegram groups.
Oh,
then
okay.
Olumide said, yeah. I wish we could do something for the Dynamics team tonight, but it's late. I'll see if we can do another workshop and just look another story that is not the regular one, something from the Dynamics 365 project team. Okay.
When are we starting the automation? When?
You're going to get that in the calendar. I think that tomorrow you should get the automation. I think automation should start
tomorrow.
On Monday, I think. Yes. Okay. So guys, I think on Monday, get your laptops ready. We are going to start with installing Visual Studio because we don't want people to struggle with that when the actual automation lecture starts. You need to start getting familiar with Visual Studio, the ID. I think that is on Monday. So guys, I think I'm the one taking that class. So I'll see you on Monday.
Okay, thank you so much.
So please get your Windows laptop ready. If you
have automation tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. Excuse me.
Thank you very much, Pat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
it's a pleasure, guys. Somebody wanted to ask a question.
Good night,
Yeah,
guys.
concerning tomorrow, I guess we're having a presentation tomorrow.
Yeah. I think that he wants to have a chat with everyone tomorrow.
Yeah, the presentation should it be on PowerPoint because I think it's about.
Okay.
We have automation tomorrow, 7 to 9, and presentation.
Tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. There's no automation tomorrow.
No, I mean presentation. We have a presentation.
It's manual testing tomorrow. Manual testing workshop, 8 to 9.
No. That's what we've done today.
Okay.
There's an automation.
The timetable says test automation workshop 7 to 9 and general meeting 9 to 11 p.m.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying here is gospel. So because that workshop that you saw on the timetable for Sunday, it's meant to be manual testing workshop, and that is what we've done today.
Okay.
So use tomorrow 7 to 9, use it to do what you need to fix in your users. Yes.
All right.
So but your presentation, you are not doing presentation tomorrow. Your presentation is always at the end of a sprint. The end of a sprint is next Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So what we are trying to do with the timetables is so that you have some free times as well that you need to individually use to go and do your task in your individual team.
Yeah, we're always having meetings upon meetings.
Yes. So yeah, that's why we always tell people when they come that it is intense, that you must be ready.
No, we are ready, but the times we're supposed to use for our own work, we are creating meetings that outside these ones.
Then I don't schedule for the.
Oh, thank you very much. Good night.
Sorry.
Good night, guys. Yeah.
I've got you. That's part, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pat.
All right.
You're welcome.